mic is officially recording. So the July council meeting for Awaken the North is officially called to order. Cal, as High Dryden, would you go ahead and do a roll call of the active council members?
Anya, are you here?
Slay, yes.
Chris, I know your name. Are you here?
Yes.
Finn,
Present.
Galaxy,
Here.
Laurel,
Yeah.
Becca,
Becca.
Callista.
I'm not council, but I'm here.
Okay, cool. Cat,
I'm here.
Storm,
Here.
Beast.
I'm here.
Oh, cool.
And Cal, obviously, you're here.
I think
Of the
so.
Steward Council, all council members are present and accounted for, except
Russ.
for Carrie.
And Russ.
Russ is here. He called Russ earlier, didn't she?
How can you forget Russ?
I called Russ.
Yeah.
I just went down the list of people who are in voice chat, so I'm just
No
gonna
more
go
free
through.
shows for you. That's it.
All right, so all council members, all city council members are present and accounted for, with the exception of Carrie McKenzie, who has not replied to the call for the meeting. So we're going to go ahead and move on at this point. It is 9:11 p.m. Central Standard Time on July the 21st, 2021. How is everybody?
Buddy.
Aside from attempting to break
Fantastic.
my own neck today, I'm great.
Yeah, no breaking your own neck. Okay. And the one who just popped in is Dylan, who is our chair of the Affiliate Kindred program. Dylan, say hello.
Hello.
There you go. All right. So let's get straight down to business and see if we can't get this done quick this time. We'll start at the top. Anya, how are you, dear?
Good.
Good. Do you have numbers for us today?
Yes, I'm getting those pulled up right now.
Awesome.
Let's see here. Starting with the public Facebook group. So as of our last council meeting, which was the 16th, so I'm going from the 17th of June onward.
Okay.
We are up to 1,728 total members in the public group. Our activity is considered 765. Would be considered active members that comment, like, or otherwise interact with the group. Our approval, I've approved 35 new requests. I've declined 4. That is actually down from last time, but not necessarily a bad thing. We've had 130 total posts in the public group. Thursday is an extremely popular day. Good job, Becca. It is our most popular day of the week.
Do you believe that is due to Becca's Show Me Your Hammer posts?
Absolutely do.
Awesome.
People love them.
Look at that smile.
Now for the private group,
Mhm.
we're up to 172 total members, and of those, 162 are considered active.
Cool.
Which I'm very pleased at that margin. That's good.
That was a good margin. Is there a way of, does it do any kind of reports as to names of who those 10 people are?
If I do some digging, I think we can pull up the ones that are considered the most active in the group.
Sorry, there. You said there's 172 in, 162 active. That leaves 10 who are not. Is there a way of finding out who those 10 are so that one of us can reach out to them and say, "Hey, how you doing? What's up?
We'll look into that. I'm
Are you good?"
90% sure that I can find that.
Why you make no post?
Well, not so much.
Why you're not
Why aren't
paused?
you? Not so
Why-
much. I don't want to approach it as a "Why aren't you posting?" but more of a "Hey, what's up? What can we do to help you?" this is your new family and home. What can we do to get you interacting and get you feeling more comfortable posting and such?
So we've had 16 total requests in that time to join the private group.
Okay.
Approved 15 of those. Again, the one that was declined. The private group, it is almost always, in fact, I would hazard to say always, because somebody has tried to join the private group before they've completed the application and vetting process. So
Got it.
they just get a little too excited. Jump the gun. Our posts and overall engagement is up 30% versus last time. So that is good.
Cool.
And honestly, the activity in the private group is really relatively even across the board, with the exception Saturday definitely takes a dip because people are busy on the weekends. But yeah, nice range of activity in there. So I think we're coming along nicely with getting people to interact more.
Awesome.
I myself have been guilty of not completing my Sunday posts that I said last time that I would do. I thought I would just remember to do them, as they happened, which I should know myself better than that. So I'm going to start actually scheduling those ahead of time to make sure that those get done. At the very least, the weekly member check-in posts I will be scheduling on Suna's Day every week.
That works. As you've noticed with the daily saga posts, I post it most every day in the Discord and in the members group, but even I am guilty of missing days. Some of those because I'm out of town, or some of them because I just plain forget. So it's not something I'm going to hold anyone's toes to the fires for missing a post or two. We are all human. We're all volunteers. We all have stuff that comes up, and that's understandable. So
Yeah,
it's
and
good.
I'm just totaling up the site applications from last time. 51.
Total.
51. Okay. And that
51
is
new accepted site applications from last time.
awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
And as always, I think it's worth noting that I feel like that's kind of an overall better snapshot of kind of how far we're reaching, just because we have the Discord group, we have the Facebook group, and while a few of those do meet in the middle, there are quite a few people that are either or. So I
Right.
like seeing the overall number of accepted applications as kind of more a picture of our growth.
Right, because there are quite a few who are in the Facebook who are not on the Discord, and quite a few who are on the Discord who are not in the Facebook. So that is a very good point. Thank you.
Discord group has been very lively lately, and the vast majority in a very positive way. So, whereas, when we first got this going, I felt not necessarily that I was required to, because obviously I enjoy interacting with everybody, but I really tried to make an effort to interact on a regular basis throughout the day on the Discord group to keep conversation and such rolling. I don't even have to do that now. I poke my head in and I say hi and I do my thing, but everybody keeps it going really nicely. So
You have anything else that you'd like to report?
no, that's been it. It's been mostly positive, so
Awesome. What is one positive thing that has happened in your life since our last meeting?
In my life personally.
Yep. That you care to share with all of the 3 listeners to this recording?
So, for those of you who are familiar with the work of Laura Tempest Sakharov, she's a modern traditional witch is how she calls her practice. Anyway, she does a lot of work on sigils, very intuitive sigil work. She's somebody I greatly admire. I've taken a class from. Anyway, long story short, I had the opportunity to have her design me a custom personalized sigil for my journey, and I'm getting it tattooed on the 30th, so I'm pretty stoked.
Very cool.
Cool.
That's awesome.
That'll be exciting for you. All right. Thank you very much for your report. You've been doing excellent work, and it really is appreciated for all you do. I went in and was looking at the admin activity on the Facebook groups, And every line, if not every other line, was Anya did this, Anya did this, Anya did this. So
I'm
you've been
everywhere.
right. You've been working your tail off, and it really shows, and we really do appreciate it. So
You are
good job.
welcome.
All right, moving on to Cal, our Hydratian, who's gotten to have fun this week.
It was entertaining. It does bring up to the thought, though, do we purge members who haven't been active in certain groups for prolonged periods of time? I'm talking like over a year.
We have not as of yet. I hesitate to do that because there's groups that I'm a member of myself that I lurk and I just look and watch and I read the posts and I learn from the posts. And I'll comment on a post maybe once a year. Otherwise, I just use it for knowledge. I don't want to. There's other folks out there who are not as extrovert as I am, and I don't want to punish them for not interacting with others, if that makes sense.
Understandable.
Do you have a suggestion to possibly consider? The other group that Finn and I are admins of, their process is they will do a post being like, "Hey, fellow looky loos, we're taking a look at who's been active. If you want to stay, just like or comment on this post so we make sure we know you're here and you're watching." And then aside from that, if they haven't done anything in over a year or whatever the amount of time is, then we'll end up.
I think we use the 6 months rule on that one.
Do 6 months, yeah, but we could do a year if you feel more comfortable with that.
Okay.
The only reason I'm suggesting it as possibly a valid point because the more active we've gotten with posting our stances and views and our desires for inclusivity and all of that, more of the older members we've seen popping out of the woodwork that are not necessarily in alignment with that goal. Right. So that might be a way to kind of get ahead of that issue.
Well, I understand your point with that. However, if we did do something like that with that goal in mind, what's Cal going to do? She's going to get bored.
You're not wrong, but preemptive solutions are often better.
But yeah, that was something that it makes perfect sense. I know there are a ton of folks that I inherited with Awaken the North on the public groups. The private groups, the member groups and such, I created myself, so I know the ones that are in there are ones that came since I came on over a year ago. Most of them are active, but with the public groups and such, I see no problem with doing a weeding out of the inactive. For the preemptive, taking care of issues like what have popped up here recently. My only input on that would be do the post, the member check-in post, the like this post kind of thing. Do it every 3 months or so. And then look back over those posts for the last year and not pick just one post of someone not liking it and saying, well, you didn't like the last post, they're out. There are a lot of posts and a lot get missed, and I'd like to give people opportunity to, if you can't see one of 4 posts in a year and click like, then yeah, you don't need to be in here. But
We can.
I don't want to hold them to one post, if that makes sense.
You can always tag that post in the announcements, so it's always at the top.
Yeah.
My problem with a post like that is that a lot of people only see group content when it comes across their feed, and they're not going to the group page.
Yeah.
So then they're not going to see it.
Right. If it's posted as a post every 3 months, and then that post is pinned, that should catch both groups. Those who visit the page will see it, and those who get the notifications from page posts should see it. If they're not visiting the page, if they're not seeing the posts on their timelines, then what's the use of them being in here in the first place?
Well, I mean, I don't see every single post on my timeline. I see a lot of posts on my timeline and I interact with them, but I don't see every single last one.
Right. So that's one of the reasons why I'm kind of saying let's do it every 3 months and then check at the year and see, okay, over the last year, we've posted this 4 times and these 10 people haven't liked or commented or anything, and they've not made any posts in the group or anything of such. There's no interaction period over the past year. So at this point, maybe what we could do is have someone who tracks those, and other folks who don't make any contact have someone set to reach out to them and say, hey, I'm from Wake in the North. We noticed you haven't done anything in the last year. Are you still wanting to be a member or still wanting to be active on the page or something like that? Maybe have a personalized reach out to them.
Could
How's that
consider it spring cleaning and just do, post them throughout the year and then the following spring.
And to be clear,
talk where we're at.
we're only talking about the public group, not
Right.
any of the other groups, just the public group.
It's the public group.
Right.
Oh, slightly tangent, but I did want to bring up before I forget, if anybody else does the welcome the posts in the public group, it was brought to my attention, tagging people is not always what they want because some of them are not out to their family, friends, and whatnot on Facebook. When you tag them, it shows it to anybody, can show up on their timeline even.
Okay.
So I would like us to only tag people if it's in the members group. Otherwise, on the welcome posts, say let's continue welcoming them, but don't tag.
That makes sense. I wasn't aware that it showed up on their own personal wall as well. So
Yeah, sometimes. So
learn something new.
just on erring on the side of caution, just in case that happens.
Right.
Okay, sorry. Continue.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to out people who don't want to be outed. So, yep. All right. So, Cal.
That was
Hello.
really my only concern. I'm
Yeah.
pretty good.
Cool. How many people have you axed in the last month?
From the public group? Because I don't keep track of those. It's just,
Guesstimate.
I think less than 5 people.
5?
I know of 2
Yeah, and I think
in the last week.
almost all of them are from the public group.
Awesome. Have you had to remove anybody from the members group?
No. I think everybody that we've had an issue with wasn't a member.
Awesome. Awesome.
With the members group, I do remove people from that unilaterally if they are a problem. Or not the members group, the public group.
Right.
But beyond that, every other person would be a discussion with the council. So, yeah, we haven't had to have any of those deep talks recently.
Awesome. And what is one good, exciting thing that's happened to you personally this last month?
I bought a 3D printer.
You bought a 3D printer.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Just got excited.
Now, the follow-up question with that is, have you learned how to use it?
No, but I've learned how to keep it cool.
That's always important too.
Yep.
All right. Well, Cal, we appreciate you. You're doing an awesome job. I know personally, every time I have an issue with anything, I can come to you and you are quick to get it resolved. And I appreciate that about you.
I always just try to make sure everybody's treated the same.
Yep.
Even if some people maybe deserve to be, smacked around. I make sure that, that if they need a smacking, it's a deserved smacking.
Right. Right. Now, I'm going to jump the line a little bit. And I'm sorry I didn't do this first. I just remembered. Rebecca, our Chancellor of Military Services, has an early morning in the morning. So let's go ahead and get her report done and out of the way so that she can be dismissed to go to bed. Because we left Becca and want her safe on the gun range tomorrow.
Yes, please.
So we're going to jump line a little bit here and go off to Becca. How are you tonight, dear?
I'm good.
Good. What do you have to report?
Nothing really. There was I wouldn't even call it a partial beard request. It was a little, I guess we were just informed that somebody was sending up a beard request, and had to clarify that, as per on the page, that you have to wait 90 days before you can apply. And
Right.
then it was just, I already sent it up the chain. It was like, okay, which is great. I mean, that's fine. They're keeping us in the loop in the event that that anything does go awry. But it's not really necessary. So maybe they're new members, so I'm just assuming they may not have understood, or as per, we are ingrained in the military, keeping everybody in the loop, so it's probably just force of habit. The one member that I did write a beard request to, he could not send because of a change of command. So that's a simple fix. That's just going back into the letter and putting in a different name, a different CO. So that's not a big deal. I told them to keep me in the loop if they need anything. It's a very, very simple fix. So there's that. While I'm on leave on the 4th of August to the 10th, I'm going to try to do some homework and at least start with Virginia and kind of try to contact bases to see if they have any pagan chaplains or anything in that realm, because while they may not have a pagan chaplain, they may have a Wiccan chaplain, which don't come from me. I know those are two entirely different things. But if it's the closest they can get.
For terminology, Wiccans are pagans. All Wiccans are pagans, but not all pagans are Wiccans.
I was more so referring to Norse pagans, but I stand corrected. Thank you for the clarification.
Get my torch and my pitchfork.
But yeah, I'm just gonna at least see, because I don't know how many pagan chaplains are versed in Norse paganism. So I mean, but if it's close and that's the only thing they have, I mean,
yeah,
it's better than nothing. But I mean, ideally, we would want a Norse pagan chaplain. But if that's all that's there at the time, it's better than nothing. So I'm going to try to make sure I can knock that out. I'll keep you guys updated as far as if I can get a hold of anybody, or if there isn't, because I don't really know what the next step would be as far as, hey, like, what are you guys doing? Are you doing anything? Can we be of assistance? I don't even know if, like, how common that is, if it's something that, there's one pagan chaplain in the entire military, there's really nothing I can do. So I'm going to try to work on that. I say try because we are moving this Friday and Saturday, so obviously that's going to take precedence.
Right.
And it's not when my leave starts, but I will try to start Googling at least how many bases are in Virginia. I know there's about 7 to 9, within an hour and a half apart from where I'm at. And that's Marine Corps, Air Force, Coast Guard. I'm sorry, make that 10. Of all across the branches. So I'm going to see what I can find out, and if I have any luck. The military channel has been dead silent for a good month in Discord. I have not reached out to the military chat on Messenger, which is my own fault. So I need to be better about utilizing that a little bit more. But other than that, no beard requests. That's about it, really, all I have. I can see what else I can do as far as my position is concerned, but as far as I know, the big things are beard requests and any assistance that somebody might need as far as the faith goes, and falling in line or seeing how that conflicts or abides with military stuff.
Reaching out to try and find vegan chaplains and whatnot is a really fabulous idea. I have no idea how many there would be, but also as a former Wiccan, I can say that they would at least have the foundation and the groundwork to at least be able to approach Norse pagan on a respectful thing and be able to kind of assist them in a way that's mostly familiar. So
okay.
The problem you're going to run into is there's not a lot of organizations that are recognized by the federal government to endorse a chaplain other than Judeo-Christian ones.
Right.
I think the first time that there was ever talk of a pagan chaplain was like 2005. So it's still a recent thing.
Yeah,
Right.
it was relatively recent to even be allowed the pentacle on gravestones. So
I would also like to interject that on that note real quick. I did have quite a few. They weren't Norse pagan, but there was a few different denominations of pagans, I guess is what you could call them,
Sure.
in my BCT unit, and that they would typically, if the chaplain for the unit couldn't take care of the problem, or for the battalion, they would send you up to the brigade chaplain, and the brigade chaplains are typically like way more widely versed in different things.
Awesome.
So I mean, if you can't really, as on the Army side, if you can't find anybody, at the company or unit or battalion level, try the brigade. The chaplains, I mean, at least they'll know what you're talking about.
Yep. Thanks, Cal. At least, I know what to expect instead of like, well, why don't you have it? And then kind of doing all this footwork and then just to find out like, oh, there's that. So I excuse me, I appreciate that. At least I can be prepared to, I don't even know how would we get it federally recognized, or is that something that's not only out of my hands, but well above my pay grade?
So to my understanding, with the pagan chaplains, the issue isn't that there aren't pagan chaplains in the military who want to do that. The issue is that the military doesn't have, like, a chaplain has to be endorsed by a Judeo-Christian organization. And at the time, there was no approved organizations. So that may have changed in the last decade, hopefully.
Yeah.
It has.
Yeah. And so without a chaplain that can't exist without being endorsed by a religious organization.
So then the question poses, if it has to be ordained, is that the word you said, or recognized by a Judeo-Christian organization,
endorsed.
Paganism isn't a endorsed, thank you. Paganism is not an Judeo-Christian religion, period.
Yes.
So
and that's what I mean, is like, it wasn't that the military doesn't want these people, so it probably has changed, hopefully.
It has.
Yeah. It's just that they have to have an endorsement. So without an endorsement, you physically can't be a chaplain. So if there is an organization endorsing pagan chaplains, that might be the better, which?
Is it
I was
us?
going to say, are we one of them? And if not, how do we become one?
That's
we
in
gotta
the
get our
process we're
federal
working right now
file.
too.
Yeah.
Why you share these things with me? It's my job.
Yes, please.
Let me talk.
Yes, please.
Galaxy, make a note for me, please, for tomorrow morning to contact Open Halls Project and John Hijat, and we'll get this taken care of.
Can you CC me on that email so I have a paper trail to reference?
I wasn't going to email them, but okay.
Oh, well then don't email them. I don't need my inbox flooded. There's like 2,000 things that haven't even opened yet, so that's fine.
Yep. No, these are personal contacts that I know that I've cultivated over the years, and
what was the name again?
Open Halls Project. Is that what you said?
Yep.
Yes, but what was the name again, please?
John. If you remind me for John and Open Halls Project, then I will contact them tomorrow and get that ball rolling for you as well. There are heathen chaplains across the branches of the military that are active and endorsed right now. So I will look further into that about getting that taken care of. And I will bring you in on that process, Becca, so that you can see step by step how that's done.
Awesome.
And John should have a little bit of information on who they've endorsed, right?
Right.
And ways to get hold of them.
Yep. The trough endorses as well. So
is there a vetting process to that based upon, not to fall down the rabbit hole, but if there is a process and there is something in place for their endorsing heathen or pagan chaplains, do we know if there's any sort of vetting process to weed out those who have I guess not so much, maybe it is the tainted the faith for the, I guess, agenda of what?
white supremacist asshats. Call it for what it
Yeah, I
is.
was
Love.
gonna say unflavorable ways, but that we'll just
Yeah.
it's fine.
Nazi a-holes.
We'll get into all that. I'll bring in any
Fair enough.
conversations I have, and we'll get that taken care of, and it'll be good.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us one exciting good thing that's happened in your life this month.
There's so many, and that's so rare, and I have this whole freaking path to thank for, and you guys to thank for this. So now I'm all jazzed up and awake, so I'm not going to sleep.
There's a big
But-
one though. There's
What?
a big exciting one though.
What?
It's shaped
moving?
like this.
It is
Yeah.
shaped like that. My altar room, which is phenomenal. But when I didn't make second class, Heather was going to let me do some retail therapy, and I wanted a gun. And she's like, "You can't get a gun." I was like, "Can I get an axe then?" And she goes, "You can get an axe." And I was like, "Oh."
So you got an axe.
I got another axe. So
There's a
Jelly.
head
so
popping
what?
in on Finn. There's
And
a
then-
disembodied head popping over Finn.
And then I got this.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Ooh.
Pretty.
And then hold on, but wait, there's more.
She's turning into the ShamWow lady.
This
Oh.
is gonna be so great on the audio track.
Right?
No one's gonna have any
So
idea
cool
what's
with
going
editing
on.
things.
Beast, you know you're gonna have to edit that out or bleep it out or something because we're gonna get copyright slam for that one.
Right.
So I got this, and
It is a ShamWow.
hey, I don't know how to pronounce this. Apparently, I messed it up. I say labradorite. People are saying it's laborate, whatever.
Labrador.
Labradorite.
It's
Labrador.
Leviosa.
So I got.
Ooh.
That's
Ugh.
pretty.
It's
And
a
then
very good
there's
stone.
more. It's just one more thing. This I was really excited about. So in the process of like trying to, obviously I did it all wrong because Beast, I obviously can't even stage my own house correctly. So I was trying to try to get in touch with my ancestors, which I was since corrected of. You kind of got to talk to hell for that, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so I got appetite.
It's appetite.
It's appetite.
Leviosa.
So I found this. I got a gem guy.
Oh man, you're in deep now if you've got a dealer.
He also supplies my axes, and he was like, "Do you need any more?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do."
He's like, "Have you thought about a sword with Labradorite inlaid in the pommel?" And you were like,
Rebecca.
Do you want the shorter leg or the the beefier one? So
Rebecca,
that's it.
all of these pretty shinies are pretty and shiny,
I was just
but
excited.
you're missing the big one. What are you doing on your
When-
leave?
I'm looking at trying to find chaplains that are paying.
What are
No, you, the person.
Why are there
You.
That is
boxes?
so done with me.
Why are there boxes in your house, child?
Yeah, so my altar room. Yeah. So
Rebecca, ignore the damn altar room. You found a house,
It's a whole
child.
house.
You got a new
"Talks about the
house.
house." That's why it's like this. It's like this. It's a house. It goes roof and then walls and then there's the bottom part.
Inside, there's an altar
Is
room.
this what it's like to be schizophrenic? There's so many people talking.
Where's the altar room gonna be, Becca? Under an overpass?
So, all right. So, after discussing this with Mr. Thor himself, I got a very strong confirmation that it is absolutely going to be dark green with gold accents, because that was confirmed with a very immediate lightning strike. And I was like, okay, fine, we're doing that. I want to ask you again. Sorry. So
Did you ask Big Daddy Boom Boom if you could do red pictures in there?
I didn't bother because it was a very, do you want green and gold strike? Okay, we're done. Okay. Like,
Or, to borrow
It's
the
like,
phrase
all right.
from Suzanne and Kate, for our lovely listeners who are listening here and completely confused, as apparently Rebecca is as well, she is going off on the altar room that she has in her brand new house. She's ignoring the fact that she bought a brand new house.
Heather,
That's
what did I
okay.
do with this pen?
She's focusing on the fact that she has a new altar room in the brand new house.
Yes,
So the
it's a
exciting
wonderful
thing
house.
is,
Very
after
pretty.
months and months of searching and heartbreak after heartbreak, they finally found the perfect house and they're moving, and it's a wonderful thing.
Well, it's
That's what we're
funny
trying
because
to get you to say, child.
The
I
house
walked
doesn't
along-
matter. The only thing that matters is the altar room.
Thank
Right?
you.
Obviously.
I don't care about anything else.
This is
Um,
the only wall that matters in my
Congratulations
house.
on your brand new altar room.
So, well, it's
So-
funny because I walked into the house and I looked at Heather. I was like, I don't know why, and I don't care, but I was just told that this is our house. And she goes, from who? And I was like, who else? Who? Who said it? So,
Big Daddy Boom Boom.
I don't actually think it was him that said it, but it doesn't matter. I got this is your house, you're getting this house. And we missed out on a bid the first time, and then it popped back up, and I was like, you need to go put a bid on this because this is the last chance we're gonna get. So we got it. We got it. And no other room matters. The bathroom doesn't matter. The kitchen doesn't matter. That altar room is gonna be popping. It's gonna be a mead kegerator in that thing. It's gonna be awesome.
Note to
Filled with
self,
Finn Speed.
no more jumping in line when we're doing the reports. So, yeah.
Because that needed to be said.
All right, Rebecca, anything else that you'd like to officially report this evening?
No.
Okay. Thank you very much for your continued efforts and service with us. You are loved and appreciated. You know that.
I love you guys and
All right.
gals and people.
Moving on, Chris.
Well, I haven't gotten as much screaming into the void done as I had planned, but I'm here.
You always got to take time for screaming in the void.
That's a good thing. How are you coming on the emissary program?
It's a work in progress. It's
Cool.
been on hold off and on for a while now. This past 2 days, I've been working on getting things cleaned up in the 80,000 different text files I have for preparation on uploading them to the website for training. And
Cool.
then I will start taking applications for it.
Awesome. The server migration.
It's
Is that
about
still a thing?
It's a work in progress. It's about halfway done. I've got all the files transferred over. I've got the main website database transferred over. Oh, I'm going to have to transfer over any changes since I made that backup. The one thing that's holding me up is I'm having a heck of a time getting the training system database backed up. It uses a different database software. So that's something that I'm waiting to hear back from tech support with the host company about.
Okay.
But once I get all that done, I'll switch the server over on the domain name, and each and every one of you will get a new email password because I can't just transfer your email accounts. I have to set them up new and hopefully transfer all your old emails. So back
Okay.
up anything that's important.
Okay. So, Chris, tell us one exciting good thing that's happened for you for the last month.
I quit my job.
Hey.
Congratulations.
So
Yep,
you're
we're
gonna
all
be
very proud of you for finally leaving that place. It was not a healthy place for you to be. And now you have a much better job lined up that starts in what, 2 weeks?
August 3rd.
August 3rd. Awesome. So that will be
Oh.
fun. Let's go ahead and bounce over to Storm.
Hello.
How are you this evening, dear?
I'm doing fine. So yeah, I'm doing great. I don't have any holidays right now.
Okay.
We do have a couple of days of significance.
Okay.
So we've got August 9th, which is the International Day of the World's Indigenous Peoples. So it's just a way of acknowledging the achievements and contributions that Indigenous people have made to the world in various ways, such as environmental protections, as well as reflecting on treaties, agreements that we may have with them, and trying to help get our governments to honor those.
Okay.
And then August 23rd is International Day of the Remembrance of the Slave Trade in general, as well as the anniversary of the Haitian Revolution.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So 2 big days coming up. I don't think anybody does anything to really celebrate those. It's just kind of, well, probably the Haitian Revolution part, yes. But the rest of it, it's definitely something that we could probably maybe make a post about just to spread that awareness.
Awesome. This past month, you did a post for the pipeline.
Yes, I did.
What was the general reaction to that, did you find?
I think it was pretty positive.
Awesome.
I think in general, the response to any post I've made so far, I think we've only had like 1 or 2 people that were kind of,
Yeah.
But overall, I think everybody kind of understands the point is to spread awareness and truly create an inclusive space for people. So
do you
that's,
feel we're doing successful in that?
I think so.
Awesome.
I also have a book recommendation if that's a thing.
Awesome.
I know it's been a huge thing lately, people arguing about it, not in our organization, just in general. Critical race theory. It's been a thing, but I did manage to find a primer on it. And it basically just goes over the basics. It really kind of breaks it down for you, so it's a lot easier to understand. Why is it important? Why are we talking about it? Why is this a thing that needs to be taught? So for anybody actually listening to any of this, if you want to buy it, it's called Critical Race Theory: An Introduction. It's by Richard Delgado and Jean Stefanchik. I'm pretty sure I butchered that name. I'm sorry. But yeah, give that a read. It's been interesting.
Are you able to, Reader's Digest, give us a brief definition of what critical race theory actually is?
So I'm not done with the book, but essentially, how do I put this? So critical race theory kind of started as a legal thing, and just studying how does race intersect with our interpretation of the law and how we go about fulfilling the law. And then people started figuring out that you can apply that to darn near anything, the economy, drugs, anything. And so it's spread out a lot. I'm still kind of on the legal part of everything. Each chapter breaks it down for different sections. But essentially critical race theory is the study of how race intersects in our daily lives and systemically, so that we can point out when race is an actual issue and when it's not.
Okay. Awesome.
That's been my interpretation of it so far.
Very cool. I look forward to learning more about it from you.
Yeah.
So, your turn. Give us one good thing that's happened to you in the last month.
Well, I already talked about it in the Discord, but I saved a patient, so that made me really happy.
That's always a bonus.
The 5-month-old 5 week old kitten. You don't usually do surgery on patients that small. She was 1.5 pounds. They don't take anesthesia very well. It's very hard to keep them under, and it's sometimes hard to wake them up. And she crashed in the middle of her surgery. And we were able to bring her back within about a minute. So I was pretty proud of that.
Awesome. Good job.
Yeah. That's the
So a few that are actually two here that I'd like to introduce for the first time for our listeners. We have a new editor-in-chief of the newsletter. Callista, unmute yourself and say hello.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Callista has agreed to take over doing the Odin Zolgar, which is the newsletter that I put out once and then I didn't put out again because I suck at that. So after long conversations and seeing some of the literally amazing work that Callista does, she agreed to come on as the editor-in-chief of the newsletter. The first newly revised version will be out September, October? When did we decide?
I'm looking at September around the 15th for the equinox. So.
There we go.
Yeah.
I've gotten to see some of the work that she's doing with the newsletter, and guys, it is phenomenal. It's really pretty. So I am very happy with the work she's been doing. And basically, I've given her free reign to do as she wants. It's her newsletter now. We've got the basics out of the way. She knows the feel and look that we're going for. She knows the content that we need. And I'm giving her pretty much full artistic reign to do what she wants to do with it. So it'll be awesome.
I put out a call for submissions and stuff. But if y'all find anybody that is writing really well or seems to be really what's the word? I guess up to date on I'm looking for historical stuff, finds. I saw the post the other day in the Discord about the treasure trove that was just uncovered. Things like that, recipes. I've gotten one submission for an article. And I actually had a member of our group, I'm trying to find her name, messaged me about submitting a piece of artwork that I'm going to use. So yeah, if you guys could if y'all could kind of keep an ear to the ground in terms of
I will send you the article I wrote for Mead for the other organization that I was a part of that they didn't publish when I left. So I'll send you that article I wrote.
That would be perfect because we're going for a harvest theme, so mead.
Perfect.
It's perfect all the time,
fantastic
especially for harvest type stuff. So yeah. Anyway,
Ben's a fantastic
sorry
poet
to
as
be the
well. They're
interrupting
just a little bit stingy with their work.
No problem. For the listeners who are not aware, one of the dedicated rooms in the Discord for Awaken the North is historical studies, where we all post different links to recent updated actual historical stories of finds and studies and whatnot. Latest one in there right now is a picture of a Frisian pirate warlord, Grute Pierre, whose sword was 7 feet tall and 16 pounds. Before that was a heritagedaily.com article about a Viking treasure hoard discovered in the Isle of Man. There's all sorts of actual factual discoveries and finds listed in the historical studies channel. That is great to look over and see actual stuff that's happening. So it's fun. One of the other benefits of being a member of Awaken the North. So good stuff. All right, Dylan, this is the point in the meeting where you're actually supposed to talk. since chairs are supposed to be quiet in an actual meeting, but yeah.
Oh,
So,
I'm not
Dylan,
gonna lie.
how's the Kindred Affiliation Program doing?
Well, see about that. I have been all over the socials. I've been all over everywhere, and I just keep running into like stuff like you remember the Elk Clan that we were dealing with where I
Oh
first
yes,
founded my kindred?
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it's stuff like that. People who are like, well, this is the High King, and then these are the Jarls, and then these are the chieftains, and you can be a thrall because you just joined. Yeah, stuff like that. So,
It's okay because
that's
it's on video. I don't have to edit this out.
that's a lot of the issue that I've been having to deal with is a lot of these kindreds that I do find on the socials are very. I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but they're very larpy. And then another part of it is I've been finding a lot of like red flag type stuff. Just looking at pictures that people have posted. A lot of the time I'm seeing a lot of bigoted stuff being posted in a lot of these different groups that are out there on, especially on Facebook. There's like no moderation. It's not always downright outright racist or outright bigoted, but there's little signs and tells that I'm sure everybody here knows. And I scroll through their feed and I'm like, I'm not even gonna reach out to these guys. So it's been tough. I know you had mentioned you've got a couple of kindreds that you're talking to about possibly becoming affiliated.
Right.
As far as that goes, I mean, let me know when you're ready for me to get involved, and I'd be more than happy to be
Right.
their primary point of contact after they've agreed. As far as our current kindreds that we've got, obviously we've got my kindred, we've got Cat's kindred. As far as I know, ours are doing pretty decent. I know I got my welcome packet. Even though you're the Gothi, I ended up getting an armory as well. So it's going good for the Bear Clan. As
Felsen.
far as Felsen,
Uh-huh.
the last contact I had with Felsen was the same contact that we talked about with the last meeting, which was I reached out to them in regards to their annual dues. They had yet to submit that. They said they were going to get a hold of you and talk to you about that.
Okay.
Because the email says that they've been discussing that and their welcome packet. Obviously, if they haven't paid their dues, they haven't received their welcome packet
Right.
yet. So
Go ahead and reach out to them again
okay.
and see what becomes of that. On the disappointing end, on my part, young man.
Yes, sir.
Oh. Laurel and I were up in Springfield here just this past week and stopped in at that one place down the street from here, the metaphysical store we have in Springfield.
Renaissance.
Yes, we stopped in at Renaissance and did some shopping. And I didn't see a single thing in Renaissance on the board about Bjornate or anything.
Listen here, sir. I was never informed I was allowed to start printing out flyers. You want me to print out some flyers? I got Awake from the North flyers. I got Bjorn 8 flyers. I get some of the Western Dragon Clan flyers out. I get some
hang on.
flyers out. Let's go.
Hang on just a sec. Who's the chieftain?
I mean, I'm the chieftain, but like,
Who's the one that's in charge of Bjornate?
listen, you're the mentor here, guy. So I mean, I need some direction here because I'm just a young 23-year-old dummy. So I need somebody to grab the steering wheel every now and then and say, hey, stupid, come over this way, try this.
Make a note. I got it.
Son.
Hey, stupid, get them flyers made.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. You keep working on the
North and Bjornate. Don't do Felsen. Don't do Western Dragons because they're not local for us. In the local metaphysical shop, and Kat, you can do this too. In the local metaphysical shops, actually, there isn't one in Boise, is there?
I mean, I've got Crohn's covered. That's about it.
Yeah, but ever since John died, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I went down the crapper.
Yeah. But yeah, anyone who wants to put up flyers for Awake in the North is more than welcome to put them up. Anyone who has a local kindred is Storm, I love that face. Anyone who has local kindred wants to advertise for their local kindreds, the metaphysical shops and the believe it or not, the whole food shops, like Mama Jean's up there in Springfield. Places like that, you're going to get a lot of the non-mainstream heathens and pagans that visit the Mama Jean's or Laurel. What was the tree hugger shop out there in Boise?
Well, there's the co-op, but I was going to suggest that Cat try Eyes of the World.
Yeah.
Do you
Oh
think,
yeah, I forgot about that shop.
you think Habitat for Humanity would be a good one? I know we've got a couple of Habitat locations here.
Couldn't hurt. Yeah.
Wouldn't hurt, but I know the one based here in my town is more of a Christian based, so I don't know.
I think it is a religious-based group.
Yeah.
Kat, you've also got the Mad Swede Brewery out there on Cole by your new house.
Yes, I've got to do that. Their
It
beer's
is a-
I
actually
was going
pretty
to say
good.
that
It's a Viking
Every-
themed brewery, so go for it.
every
Ooh.
craft brew shop that I have been in lately has ended up getting, if they have a sticker board, has one of our stickers on their sticker board.
Yep. So-
Just a side note here, as editor, like Dylan, you find some like local kindreds and get me a list, and I'll put them in the newsletter.
Well, we're not putting them in the newsletter until they're affiliated. We have an
Right,
affiliated kindred
right.
program. So
Right, of course,
Yeah.
when they're affiliated, I'm not just gonna like start tossing kindreds on there willy nilly. Like, here,
Yeah,
good
I
luck.
mean, we've got, like I said,
that's
we've
one
got
of the
mine.
benefits of being an affiliated kindred is they are listed in the newsletter.
Yeah,
So-
we've got mine. We've got mine and Cats right now. That's up on our dues and affiliated like officially. I
Can
do have
one
to
of-
work on my. Yeah,
Can one of you send me those names so I can include them?
they're on the website.
Yeah, if you look on the website under affiliated kindreds, they're all listed there, as well as the information on how to become an affiliated kindred.
I just
I know you actually utilize your tools.
work.
I'm so evil.
But no, all around, I mean, I can't really say I feel like things are going good for the affiliation program because we don't have any new affiliated kindreds. But I know for Bjorn 8 that we're doing all right. That the Midsummer Gathering was a little bit of a bust, but we are
Was
having.
not. We had a blast.
We did have a blast, but
Hey,
like we were
Somebody
expecting, like,
supplied
30
the
people.
mead for that, so just
I
chill.
still got mead.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
Me too.
I did have fun with Casey and Laurel and their horde. But we were expecting like 30 people, and we had 2 families show up. So I've got high hopes for the next one that we're having, which everybody that's in Awake in the North that feels like they can make it. It's not just a kindred only event. This is like just welcome home Russ for Russell Trey. Russell Lee. So if anybody wants to make the drive to Southwest Missouri, feel free. But no, that's pretty much all I've got. Other than I'll reach out to Felsen and see where they're at with their dues, and that way we can get them their welcome packet. And I mean they're already on the website, but get them officially listed.
Awesome. Ben, TikTok extraordinaire.
TikTok, like I've said before, is a fickle beast. Growth of these are slow or fast. We saw the initial explosion of growth, but growth has been slow because whenever we get a new follower on the page, I go through their stuff and see kind of what they're about. And so I've removed several followers because of things that they have posted that's either bigoted or white supremacist. So we're sitting, I think, just under 4,100 now, but we could easily be at 42. But like I said, there's been so many that have come through recently that I've had to go ahead and unfollow and block just to stop that. Right now I'm working on the Havamal series. I took a little bit of a break for mental health reasons. That I stepped away from pretty much all social media for a little while, but I'm back on that. It's hit or miss as to which Havamal video is going to blow up. Like we've had the first 6 were well over 500 into 1,000 views, and then they kind of dwindled off, and then they'll jump back up to 500, 600. So it's just all about timing on when to post them. So diving into the analytics, I'm going to go back to posting where most of our followers are active between 4 and 5 p.m.
Awesome.
So I'll start, posting them again at that time. So, like, I tried something out this morning. I posted the one today very early to see if that changed anything. But it's really kind of what music do you attach to it or what hashtags. Also, as to kind of what's trending at the moment.
Right.
So if you see an audio that has nothing to do with heathenry, it's because I'm trying to boost the views of that particular video. So that audio may actually be completely muted, but it'll be there, but you can't hear it. But that'll help if it's a trending audio or something. TikTok is going to bump that up in its algorithm.
Right.
So it's just
currently are 4,065 followers.
Yeah.
So that's a good number. That's a healthy number. I like that. Remind me what we
Can
had
you hear me
before I
now?
brought you on.
13.
Yeah. And now we're over 4,000. So you're doing something right.
That's amazing.
So that's a good thing.
What
They're
I'm
beautiful.
kicking around right now too is everybody in here, I'll even probably throw it in the Discord. Kind of do your favorite Havamal verse again, but what I want to do this time is have them send me their favorite and then have a member record a short, 7 to 10-second video of them doing that Havamal, and I'll post that. That way it's just not my face. Because right now, I am probably the most public figure in Awaken the North.
Well, I can
Because
tell you right
I'm
now, mine's easy. It's Sons of 52. So
right. So like when we get to those,
48.
I'll so I can have somebody record it with the your translation of the Havamal, because that's what I'm going through with it. So
right.
but other than that, the TikTok front's going good. So
Cool. Alrighty.
Hey, Beast, can you hear me yet?
I can, Russ.
Hey.
Wow. I blame
He
Luke for
lives.
having a sense of humor.
Of course. Well, it's just simply saving the best for last, right? Is that what it is?
I'll go with that. That sounds pretty good.
Okay.
Before I dive
Hold on
into
for
some...
just a minute if we're going to do it that way. Hold on just a minute.
All right.
Kat,
Yes, sir.
anything exciting to report on the Merchants Guild?
The only thing is we have one new member,
And
and
that
that is the Moon Mystic Shop,
Mhm.
and they're pretty cool. There's a bunch of different stuff. I'm trying to pull up their website. Hold on.
They're on our website now as well.
Yes. So it looks like she's got some crystals and stones, and she does jewelry, and yeah, it looks pretty awesome. But that's all I have is one new member since our last meeting. Yeah, not much going on. I
Did you
posted
see my-
what?
Did you see my tag in Discord for the young lady who is making the soaps and such?
Yes, I did see that, so I'm waiting to see if she gets back into doing stuff, and waiting for her application when she gets that all set up again. Merchant Mondays are doing good. merchant spotlights are doing good, but that's all I've got.
Awesome. All right. So that goes for everybody. Russ, you still got your audio?
I think so.
Awesome. We can hear you. Let's go ahead and give a brief rundown of our finances.
All right, so the June financials are up on the member site for everyone to peruse. June itself was actually a pretty good month. We finished out, I believe, 172 positive net for the month. 505 credits and 377 out the door, 378 out the door. Quarter three, starting off with July, not as good of a month. 404 in the door and 438 out the door. And the principal difference this month was we had 0 member donations, which is weird. I was wondering if membership, new members had kind of dropped off, but it seems like it's more or less fairly steady, so I guess just didn't get any donations for July. So it did drop the net funds down to 173.
Russ, I had a quick question. Is our Patreon included with the member donations, or is that completely separate?
It is separate. Our Patreon for July was $324.89, and it's been climbing a little bit each month. I want to say in June it was $329. Actually, it dropped in July. I think it's the first month it's dropped.
There was one member who changed from a 20 to a 2.
Okay.
Due to personal issues, and they were speaking with me about it. They're planning on going back up once their finances, their personal finances, get back into shape. So yeah.
Cool. And I was wrong. Patreon did increase in July. It was only $250 in June. So $250 to $324. It's been going up steadily each month. But like I said, July, there were no donations. And then there's a little bit more postage expense for sending out the Mjolnirs. So those were beautiful. Saw a few pictures of them.
Right.
And a little more expense to kind of restock, which is through Beast Curiosities and some other vendors. We did help out one member with a $50 cash pad, I believe. We do have kind of a charitable donation in there.
Right.
And we don't get a visual this time because I'm reading off of another computer because apparently all of my laptops and PCs hate me tonight. But I'll post the current file up to the council Discord channel after this meeting, so you'll see the current file. It is updated through today. And current value is $172.99. The current file is going to have all the way through quarter three on monthly summary and summary table. I haven't updated the July tab itself. It's got all the expenses, but I haven't like trimmed it and pruned it down to make it a nice presentation. I'll do that as soon as the month closes out, probably around early August.
Awesome.
Don't have a lot of extra funds for stuff that folks might be thinking like celebrations, but I know we did have the vote. We'll not say that. So I don't know if Beast wanted to announce that. Otherwise, things are kind of holding steady and getting slightly better each month, mostly with the Patreon increasing. So probably a big old shout out to Mr. Finn on TikTok for drumming up a lot of business, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Hey, quick question.
Shoot.
How many Patreons are we up to now?
That I don't actually see. I only see the net payment. Do you have that, number, Beast?
At the moment, we are currently sitting at 22 active patrons.
So how many will be getting the loot boxes? Because I need to know, let the merchants know if it's more than 20.
It's not more than 20 at the moment.
Okay.
Currently, we have, I believe it was 17. Let me look here real quick.
May I ask a question quickly?
5 off of 22 is 17. Is that right?
Right.
Yep. So 17 that are currently at the loot box and bloat in a box level.
Okay, because I told all the merchants for the next loot box 20, just to be on the safe side. So if it goes more than that, I need to know.
That's perfectly fine. That is a good number because we could gain some more before the loot box goes out. So it's always better to have more. Whatever's left over from the previous loot box gets involved into the next loot box. Kelly.
I need to know that number as well, Beast.
Of supporters?
Well, people that are getting the boxes.
17.
Okay. 17.
Yep.
Right. Okie dokie.
Becca, sleepy-eyed girl.
Not sleepy. I'm wide awake. When do you need that by? Because my shop is temporarily closed because we're moving.
Right. Get with Kat on that,
Okay.
and she will explain all that to you. That'll be good. Groovy? Groovy. Okay. So, Russ, anything else?
That's about all I've got on the financial. Did have a couple comments I was trying to toss in earlier on while my microphone was playing havoc. Hey, so some moderating followers, just kind of something to toss out. I understand the value in looking at the folks following and trying to prune out, DFA, racist, whatnot. Bad folks, let's just say bad folks. But food for thought. There's a man named Daryl Davis. He's a pretty old man now. He's a blues musician, jazz man, entertainer. I think he's a little actor. Kind of well-rounded entertainer, right?
Right.
He's also a black man that makes it his point to go talk to KKK members. I think he boasts converting like 200 of them, reforming 200 KKK members, right? Black man reforming KKK members.
Right.
First time I ever heard this man was like 10, 15 years ago. My first thought was, are you insane? But, he had one very simple, very self-evident truth that he said. You don't change the world by talking to people that already agree with you.
Right.
Yeah. You got to talk to people that hate you, despise you, think you're dead wrong. Because you can't convince me to do things if I already do. So, just a thought. You may want to let some of those folks that, are the bad guys follow. Because they're the people that you want to change.
That is a valid
Not
point,
just-
yes.
Yeah.
And the other thing I kind of wanted to toss out, just food for thought. So, does Awaken the North, is it a Facebook organization, or is it an organization that also has a Facebook account? What I'm kind of getting at is we seem very focused on Facebook.
Right. We are an organization that has a Facebook and a Twitter and a TikTok, YouTube, all the different ones that are available. Facebook has been our main source of focus simply because that's been our main source of members.
Totally makes sense, totally agree. Just kind of wanted to get the thought out there that at some point, especially as more social interaction start to happen, that thing you had in Missouri with the kind of get-together is a really good idea. And it might really be beneficial to reach out beyond just social media, because I know a lot of folks, especially older folks, not really into social media. So there might be a lot of folks that we could really attract or that would find a lot of value in the organization.
Yeah, I think one. Go ahead.
That is coming. That is part of the emissary program that Chris is currently working on. In a nutshell, what the emissary program is doing is people will apply to become an emissary of Awaken North. They will go through a special training program. And then at that point, once they're fully trained, they will go out into the communities to the Pagan Pride Fest, to the Renaissance Fest, to the whatever different activities that are their local. Not to proselytize, we don't do door knocking, but to be a point available for those who are seeking. have a booth set up at the farmers market, and anyone who's walking around farmers market can stop by and say, "Hey, what's this all about?" And we'll explain to them in person what Awaken the North is, what we stand for, what we do, and be able to do that grassroots down home recruiting to get folks involved in their local communities, where we will help to assist them in building their local kindreds and working on their walks with the gods. So that is an excellent point. That is something that is coming. That's something that Chris, as the chancellor of the emissary program, is currently working on to get up and running for us.
Nice.
So.
And I think that's all the soapbox I had this week or this month.
Awesome.
Very valid points.
What is one good thing that has happened for you this month?
Got to reconnect some very old friends and getting to know a whole lot of brand new family.
That sounds awesome. That's
It is.
always fun. All right. Well, I guess that leaves it down to me. The other new person in the chat this evening is my personal assistant, Galaxy. Galaxy, say hi.
Even Galaxy.
Oh, did you not hear me? Hello.
There you are.
There I am.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Hello. Galaxy has been amazing as my assistant, keeping me on track and helping to remind me of things, and has been an amazing help in the building of the Gothar training program. Real quick, before we get into that part, to touch back on one of the things that Russ was talking about, we did have a rather large expense that went out this month. That expense was to help support our latest sponsorship, in that we are officially, as an organization, now sponsoring Finn in the Oklahoma Highland Games.
Yay,
As such, Finn
Thanks,
will
guys.
be competing in an Awaken the North branded shirt that I will be making for them here shortly. We are helping to supply the tools necessary for them to be able to do the Highland Games. That will be an awesome opportunity for us to, again, get our name out into the public. They're local, not just on Facebook. So that's a really good thing. That was a pretty decent cost that we had with them. That was, I think it was $100 that we gave to them at that point. Is that correct, Russ?
No, that expense I don't think is hit yet, because there's nothing in through today that looks, unless it's under something really bizarre, but the largest single expense is like $69 for Beast Curiosities. I don't think that transaction. Oh no, I see it. I apologize. I'm blind. Yes, it's $100.
Yep, there you go. That was the first sponsorship that we needed to provide for Finn to be able to buy a hammer, which doesn't look like a hammer.
Right, yeah, it's not a hammer. It's a 56-pound throwing weight that they call a hammer.
Like a
similarly.
hammer bell?
Basically, this one is a spherical ball, and it's 56 pounds, and you got to throw that as far as you can. And
That's
actually,
crazy.
that will hit my porch. Supposed to hit tomorrow.
Awesome.
Was able to get that ordered, and it's I really appreciate it, because Highland Games is an expensive sport to get into, but once you're in it, it's the equipment lasts forever, being that it's made out of steel and lead.
Okay, so
Yeah,
other fun stuff for fire or irons that I have in the fire here on our end. Some of these things I've discussed a little bit in our chat, some I have not. One of the exciting things that I have been working on, that we are pursuing information on with Scouts. Most of y'all know that Laurel and I are very active in Scouts. In Scouts, there is not currently a religious award or emblem available for heathenry. In order for an organization to provide an official Scout award, they have to sponsor 3 troops or packs for a certain amount of time. Well, we have what I'm working on here local that is looking for a new sponsor. So I'm working with that Scoutmaster or Cubmaster, and we're going to see the options of Awaken the North officially sponsoring Pack 546, so that we have one under our belt. I also have calls in to sponsor another new pack. I'm not sure if it's going to be able to be done or not, but there is a young man in Malawi, Africa, who runs his own unofficial Scout group right now with kids from 4 to 14. And I am working with him and our local offices here to find out what would be needed for us to officially sponsor him and his kids. Even if we do not officially sponsor them, I am still not fundraising, but I guess donation raising of actual items. They don't have books, they don't have uniforms, they don't have the physical things that Scouts use. And they don't have the ability of purchasing it there in Malawi because it's just not an option. So I'm getting together extra books and things to send over to him as a care package type deal. Not sending money at this point, but sending actual items. As it sits right now, he walks into town, borrows a cell phone from a friend of his, goes on the internet and looks up different random things about Scouts and activities, memorizes them as best as he can, walks back to his village, and then teaches the kids. So he doesn't have anything to actually show the children or read out of while he's there or anything. So I am currently collecting old used Scout books and such to be able to send to him so that he can take it back to the tribe and they can see it and read it and go from there. So those are exciting and fun. Let's see. We've got the Gothar training program is full steam ahead at this point. Galaxy and I are making amazing progress on it. I expect that to be finished here, preferably by December. That way we are able to get folks started and enrolled once our 503C officially comes through, which hopefully will be January, February of 2022. We'll be able to have some folks already ready to be ordained and send out into the wild. With the way our ordination sends right now, we do have the ability to ordain across the country, but personally, I'd like to wait until all of our ducks in a row with the legalities of the federal government before we officially do that. Let's see, other stuff we got going on. Galaxy, what else do we have going on?
The only other thing I have on our list is the Center for Excellence.
Oh, yes. To show that we have a dedication to further knowledge and learning, not just staying stagnant with what we think we know. Galaxy and I both have recently achieved our degree in Norse mythology from the UK organization Center of Excellence. So that was fun. She understands my pain now because she went through it after I did and had to listen to me complaining about all the inaccuracies and my desire to write the creators of the course and tell them what they did wrong. Let's see. This last month, Becca, something for you to know about. I have sent out one free pocket altar. That's it. One pocket altar and Havamal to the military that requested. I denied 2 applications that came in requesting free pocket altars and Havamals because one was not military at all, and the other was retired military based out of Illinois, I think it was. The free pocket Havamal and free pocket altars that we provide are for active duty military overseas. If they're deployed, they get them for free. If they're stateside, you can purchase it through the website. Unfortunately, we don't have that program up and running hard enough yet to be able to provide it for free to folks here stateside. Yeah, I've only sent out one free one this last month, which is unusual. So there doesn't seem to be a lot of public knowledge as to who we are and what we're doing and our special little programs like the Pocket Pocket Altar and such. I know Callista doing the newsletter and getting that out will definitely help a bunch. As for the website, we have over last I checked, it was 333. Anya, do you know the actual number on the website of members?
Little website members?
Right.
Yeah, 1 sec.
Actual members that are signed up through the website with numbers is currently sitting at 335.
You beat me to it.
Outlaw was our last one to come in.
Why would you call out Anya like that? She was sleeping.
Almost.
I thought maybe one of you might be doing your job besides Russ. I mean, I know, I have high hopes, but still.
You're gonna have to lower that bar a bit.
I'm gonna have to catch the book I'm about to
You're
throw
like-
at him.
You're like up here. You need to bring that bar like way like down here.
I joke and I kid, but you know I love all of you, and you guys all do amazing jobs, especially for volunteer positions. You guys can go so far above and beyond. It's amazing. So that's why I know I can tease you, and you guys can take it. Besides, with a face like Dylan's, you know he's used to getting teased. So.
Can't tell if you were calling me beautiful or making fun of my face.
Go with the first one and smile and nod.
But yeah, the newsletter will go out to all of the 335 people. It'll also be available on the website. And across the Facebooks, we'll post as files in the groups that we're able to. But hopefully that will explain a lot more of what we do. In my section of it, I've got a whole listing of different stuff that we do and such. But we really need to get this information, kind of like what Russ was saying earlier. We need to get this information out to folks that are not in Awake in the North. Because telling Awake in the North, hey, Awake in the North does this cool stuff, Awake in the North pretty much already knows. So we need to, in the groups, I'm gonna praise Russ, and then I'm gonna piss him off again. Great idea to advertise us to other people besides Awake in the North. On Facebook, because that's where we do most of our stuff. We need to be posting about Awake in the North in the other groups that allow it. Make sure before you post about Awake in the North that you're doing it in a group that allows posting for other groups. Don't piss off the other Norse heathen groups out there by posting for Awake in the North if they don't allow posts for it, because I've done that a few times and apologize.
Yeah.
Do you have any flyers or brochures on the altar and Havamal program?
Not specifically. We do have a rather amazing brochure that we have for Awake in the North in general. There was an amazing man who has many talents that he likes to hide behind his gorgeous silver hair and beard, who thankfully put on a shirt before the meeting started. So yeah, Russ is a man of many talents, and he created the current official Awake in the North brochure that we have. I would love to have more brochures with more specific things. However, there's only so many hours in a day, and I can't do it. So if anyone wants to volunteer to make brochures for the Pocket Altar and Havamal program, by all means, have at it.
We could use one.
What's that?
We could definitely use one.
We
Tell
could.
me what it would be handy.
Yep.
You could use some brochures for the Bjorn Kindred too, there, Russ.
Hey, I think Dylan's supposed to be working on that. I have a note right here. Dylan needs to print flyers.
I'm supposed to be printing and posting flyers. I have no artistic skill at all. Ask Casey about the job I did for my banner for the Kindred members page.
I
It was
dragged her
rough.
into this. I should probably ask her before I drag her into even more, but Callista is pretty handy.
You know what?
I'm doing amazing work.
I
So.
have like a week and a half where I'm not working,
Mhm.
so I could throw some shit together, some stuff together. Sorry, you're gonna have to edit that out. But
She's really good with scales. Ask her about scales.
That was you drawing. That was you drawing
I-
earlier. Nice.
I need to hit her up for one of those. No, I would love to get with you on the brochures for the Havamal and the Pocket Altar.
Yeah,
I'd like to see
absolutely. I mean,
those be a functional thing we could use.
what I was gonna say earlier, I'm a mod with Pagan Muses on Facebook, which I know Alex LaFontaine is also a part of.
Right.
I can get with the owner of those groups and see if we could work something out.
Awesome. Alex was at one point a council member. His religious leanings took him on a different path. He is still a member of Wake in the North. He is still a friend of mine. I value him as a friend. But yeah, he talked with him about it. He's never had any issues with promoting or doing what he can to help Wake in the North. So.
Well, he's the one that brought me here, so.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. He's good people. Yeah. But if we could get kind of going back to what I was talking about earlier, if we could get an official Awake in the North flyer, not so much a brochure, but an actual flyer out that we can put the file up, people can download and print their own and such, to post out at the local metaphysical shops and heathen shops and whatnot across the country, then that would work wonders as well. So.
Yeah, absolutely. You tell me what you want on it. I'll get you a flyer.
Awesome.
You know that.
Awake in the North and the stuff we do. Go at it. Don't you love that? I had a client who distills their own hard liquor, and they had to build a website for them. And I said, "Okay, what do you want on it?" They said, "Well, we should probably put a picture of the bottle." Go build a website. Okay.
And then you got a whole bunch of pictures from him.
Oh, we're not going to discuss those pictures that I got. Oh my god. Yeah.
Craig's still recording.
What?
Yeah. Moving along. So I believe we have heard from everybody in this way too long council meeting this evening. Is there anyone that I have accidentally missed?
You didn't ask me for one good thing that happened to me in the past month.
You're a chair, not a council member. Shush.
Oh.
Rude.
I'll just go back to my hole.
He
Bye.
didn't ask me either.
In your chair.
Dylan.
Dylan, you want to know the good thing that's happened to you this month?
I haven't died yet.
I can tell you the good thing that's happened to you this month.
What is it?
Look to your left. Is she not sitting there?
Oh, you mean Selena?
Where's Selena?
That's the good thing that happened to me this month. She beats me.
She's still there.
But she hasn't
Good
killed
point.
you.
Deserve it.
Good point. Yeah.
She
She's
hasn't
still
edit
there.
that
That's the
out.
good thing that's happened to you this month.
Good point. Good point.
Right. So, all right. This has been going for much longer than normal. And to our listeners, I do apologize. I will be editing out some of it tomorrow, silences and things like that. But does anyone else have anything else that we need to discuss?
I have a question.
Sure.
When is the Thor blot box happening?
The Thor Blow in the Box is planned, but not for this next one.
Okay.
This next Blow in the Box, to give you all a sneak peek or a hint, preview, we're going to change from the Aesir to the Vanir. And honor one who is very appropriate for the harvest time that we're looking at. It's going to include a special hand-drawn version by someone who is rather amazing at drawing but really hates scales.
What?
That's exciting.
Is it
Right?
Freya? Is it Freya?
No, wrong sex.
Ah,
Is it
Antler boy.
Frere?
Who is her brother?
Yeah, I called it Frere.
So before
BOI.
this degenerates any further, if that's even possible,
It's not.
I'm going to go ahead and call this meeting to a close. It is now 10:59 p.m. Oh, no, excuse me, 11 p.m. Central Standard Time on July the 21st, 2021. So I call motion for the council meeting to be adjourned. Do I have a second?
Second.
Third.
12.
Awesome. Thank you all for attending. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the recorder and then spend most of the day tomorrow editing y'all out.